Hi, my name is Heather Richter, and I work for the Kern County Superintendent of Schools office. I'm excited to tell you about important opportunities available for our families in our community who are experiencing a transitional living environment, or more specifically, students who are in those transitions. You may have noticed that there is a large percentage of people experiencing homelessness in our community. From this population, over 5,000 are students from kindergarten to 12th grade that have been identified as experiencing homelessness within our schools. We know that this number is much larger. These are simply the numbers we know are being reported. As you can see, at every grade level, we have many students experiencing homelessness, including preschool. When you break it down to the elementary school level, you can see that some of our greatest needs are in the first couple of years, where they are the most critical. Under the McKinney-Vento definition, there are many types of homeless situations. Students experiencing one of these circumstances may be able to receive McKinney-Vento services. If living in a hotel, motel, temporary shelter, completely unsheltered, or doubled up. Most commonly, from what our data shows, are students who are doubled up. This is defined as living with another family due to a hardship or economic crisis. Generally, the educational definition for students to be considered homeless means that they lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. For example, sharing housing due to economic hardship, similar to what we just discussed. Other examples could include living in hotels or motels, trailer parks, campgrounds, shelters. Students could also be experiencing abandonment, living in a public space that's not regularly meant as a sleeping accommodation for human beings, completely unsheltered, or any of these other definitions that also apply. It is also important to know that migratory students, as well as unaccompanied students, who fit in any of the above-mentioned categories are also eligible for McKinney-Vento education services. If a student is experiencing one of these situations, a few of the most critical services available to them are, first and foremost, that if a student has moved away from their school of origin, that student has the right to remain in that school. Secondly, school districts in Kern County and across the state are required to provide transportation back and forth to the school of origin. It is the responsibility of a local school staff member or liaison to arrange and provide transportation to and from the school of origin. This applies at any time during the academic school year, or lasts until the end of the school year, or when the student obtains permanent housing. If the child or youth is staying in the same district, that same district liaison must promptly arrange the transportation. If the child is in between districts, both districts must determine how to divide the responsibility and cost. In addition to these first two services, all public schools are required to provide for homeless youth equal access to programs and services for which they are eligible. This might include band, sports equipment, elective courses, or the supplies that are needed for those activities. Unaccompanied students, those without a legal parent or guardian, must be provided specific protections as well, including immediate enrollment in a school without proof of guardianship and right to school selection. Under the McKinney-Vento law, every homeless student has the right to school selection or enrollment decisions as long as it remains within the best interest of the student involved. But what can school leaders and parents do right now to help our students who are experiencing homelessness? One best practice is for district leaders to include and create discussions with staff around homeless data. Another best practice is early identification of these students by the front line office team, transportation team, security, etc. The more awareness we have, the more likely we are able to support our students. In addition to that, parents can often help by simply informing their child's school about changes in their housing situation. Furthermore, districts and schools are required by the McKinney-Vento statute to keep posters of McKinney-Vento laws in all public buildings. That might mean the school office or the district office, or any other public school facility frequented by parents and youth. All forms, enrollment, and withdraw should have an area to identify a student's living situation. Finally, keep copies of your child's school records, which can help the child during the enrollment process. Note that immunization records are not required for immediate enrollment. It's important to create a welcoming climate and trust with all of our students and families. In fact, many students are hesitant to share their living situation due to shame, fear, or concern of potential consequences for speaking up. However, without students informing us, oftentimes they miss out on the critical supports that are available to them to overcome challenges throughout their education. We have many available resources, and we'd like to highlight two. 211 Services is a Kern County program that offers 24-hour referral services for residents in our community who are experiencing homelessness, transitional housing, or other similar circumstances. This program provides information and referral services that link Kern County residents to community health, human services and support, including but not limited to children and families, housing, mental health, legal assistance, transportation, veteran and military services, etc. You can visit their website at 211kerncounty.org or call 211 on any touch-tone phone. Another one of our available services comes from the Kern County Homeless Collaborative. The Kern County Homeless Collaborative is a network of Kern County's organizations, agencies, public service providers, mental health, and law enforcement agencies committed to ending homelessness and striving towards housing first. For state and nationwide brochures, toolkits, and educational rights information, please visit these websites for the latest information on homeless education available for parents, homeless youth, and school sites. Thank you so much for joining the Kern County Superintendent of Schools office in the fight against youth and family homelessness. Please feel free to contact us with any questions, comments, or information that can further help our students to be successful.